Welcome to the review for Horrible Bosses 2. Now, first and foremost, I really liked the first Horrible Bosses film. I thought it was very funny, very creative, really impressive and original for an American comedy at least, and as the years have gone by, I can respect the film a bit more now. I haven't seen it a second time since, but I can certainly relate to the film a lot more now, and just thinking back on some of the jokes, it truly did have some ace comedic timing. A blast is to be had with Horrible Bosses. Horrible Bosses 2 continues a few years after the events of the first film. The three lads, Nick, Kurt and Dale, have come up with the brilliant idea to invent the Shower Buddy. Or no, the Shower Daddy. And their plan is to sell this product to a company, hopefully earn some profits off of it, with the idea that they never have to work for anyone else ever again and that they can become their own bosses from here on out. But unfortunately, the company that they sell the product to screws them over, they steal the product, claim it's theirs, and rob them of millions of dollars. So, the three lads hatch a revenge plan to kidnap one of the owners of said company. And the madness just ensues from then on. And as a sequel, Horrible Bosses 2 does a great job of doing just that, continuing on as a sequel. Because when I first found out about a Horrible Bosses 2, I was worried that it was just going to be a cash grab, nothing more, and that it wouldn't offer any new original ideas. But from the opening minutes, I was convinced otherwise, because since it's been such a long time between the first one and this one, what the filmmakers have made sure to do is further develop the characters in that time frame. And they've done so in a believable way. They haven't completely changed the characters, which would just make for a bad sequel and would be really distracting. But that hasn't stopped other sequels from doing that in the past, so I'm glad Horrible Bosses 2 didn't make that mistake. The personas of the characters are kept the same, but they've just further grown and developed a bit more. For example, the character of Dale. In the first film, he's just light, funny, almost a secondary character, but he steals every scene that he takes over. And watching the film, I just wanted to be that character. I wanted to be him. But in the second film, he's a bit stronger as a character, and now he's the character that I am. Like, I can relate to the character of Dale in so many different ways in this film. There are also a lot of really nice throwbacks to the first one in here, making it just more of an effective and punchy sequel. Brilliant chemistry between our three leads here. You really get their sense of friendship in this film, just like with the first one. You can just tell that these are three friends getting along really well together on set and that they are having a great time with this film. The energy that they just share off of each other when improvising new lines and coming up with new jokes. It's just contagious and really makes the film that bit more watchable and enjoyable, and even more funny. There's also a really well written script here that provides almost rich comedic timing. The jokes are, as expected, in poor taste, but how the script is so cleverly written kind of turns these jokes back into good taste in a way, and you feel comfortable laughing at them. And when the jokes are there, they hit you so fast and hard, and there are enough of them to keep you satisfied. And where the script takes you, it goes places that I didn't expect, and sets up for what is to be a crazy climax. But, that being said, the climax is where the two main problems of the film hit. Because, whilst it has a very promising build-up to the climax, and the climax has a great first half, and it has everything that I wanted out of a Horrible Bosses sequel, it's that second half of the climax when the film starts getting too silly and ridiculous for its own good. The characters start to do stupid things that are way out of character, and it was almost insulting to the great script and these brilliant characters. And it's also a few scenes before then when the film starts to rely on way too many cliches. There's one scene, I won't give it away, but it is predictable, and I could predict what was going to happen next. And when that thing happened that I could predict, I was shocked when it happened. Because it's a turn that shouldn't happen in a Horrible Bosses sequel. And once that little thing happened, other things like that just kept on happening until the very end. It's disappointing because Horrible Bosses is too good for these types of setups. Now time for the one sentence review. Horrible Bosses 2 is an effortlessly pulled off sequel that is equal to the first film, but unfortunately runs out of new ideas towards the end. Horrible Bosses 2 earns 3.5 stars from me. Also playing at the moment is a smaller independent film called Winter Sleep. It opened about a week and a half ago, but I saw it at the New Zealand International Film Festival back in July, so I'm going to do a brief review on it. As you may or may not already know, it won the Palme d'Or at the 2014 Cannes Film Festival, which is like the main big Best Picture award there at Cannes. And what this film is about is it's about a retired theatre actor who now owns a hotel, and when a fellow neighbour's son cracks their car window, a lot more things start to shatter, including relationships and how people connect with each other. It's really about how the way people do things and their beliefs and just the way they live their lives gets in the way of how other people live their lives, and how you can still manage to be friends while things like that happen, or if you even can. So there are amazing performances between 3 special actors in here. The person who plays the main character, his wife, and his sister. They all turn out amazing performances that are beyond Oscar worthy, and almost just really adds to the brilliant character study of this. It's an amazing character study with poignant themes that will stick with you for a long time. It's stuck with me since July through until now, so that is saying something. And not to mention the gorgeous cinematography. I got to see this on the biggest screen in my city, and I suggest that you see it on the biggest screen you can as well. It's not showing on any especially big screens because it's a limited release film, but I suggest you watch it in the cinema because the cinematography is so gorgeous. And it's just so impressive. I haven't seen cinematography like this in a long time. And for a film that runs at 3 hours and 20 minutes, the runtime's barely noticeable, which is surprising because it's a film that takes its time. It starts off slow and slowly, very slowly, builds up to an emotional climax. But somehow the film doesn't feel like 3 hours and 20 minutes. It goes by pretty damn quickly. So, Winter Sleep earns 5 stars from me. It's not for everyone, but if you want a smaller art house film over the summer that's just quiet, I highly recommend Winter Sleep. You won't be disappointed. So that's me for the time being. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Thomas, and that's a review.